Today we're going to talk about the MN90 metal axles and why the bearing doesn't fit and what you can do to remedy this. Would help if you had a machine shop. So here's your standard digital caliper. You zero that out. If you measure, the bearing's going to be 6 mil, 5.97. Okay. Now if you measure the hole where you're supposed to stick this bearing on the outside of the pinion shaft area, we're at a 5.7. You really get it in there, yeah. Let's see. 5.75, something like that. So it's a good 1/4 of a millimeter smaller in diameter to 1/3. So you definitely have to clean the paint out of here because this bearing is not going to fit. So if you look at the bearing, it just floats around on the, it won't fit in there because it's too small. So if you take a nice relatively sharp X-Acto blade, I've got this little pattern down pretty good for scraping the inside of this, I think. But you want to get it as even as possible without having an actual lathe or maybe a drill press with the correct bottom drill bit, the type of drill bit that it doesn't have a point on it, just kind of like an end mill like I use on my CNC, which is what I will use as well to get this opened up. But definitely removing more material there, and it's a little scarier. You definitely don't want to make the hole too large, but it's outright too small to begin with. So this is just an oversight with this company. And to tell you the truth, it's not even the paint. Because here, the paint, if you look, there we go, how am I doing here? So if you look down inside there, you're getting the paint out. It's pretty good scraped off. Now let's check it. And see, the paint really doesn't do a whole lot. You're still, right in that same ballpark. So it's really a matter of, the bearing just is not going to fit. It just sits on the surface. It does not fit down in the hole. So I use a CNC machine, so I use my end mill bit right here. In fact, I have other bits I could use that are bigger. Let me go get one of those. Alright folks, I'm back. I got two different bits here. I got a standard rasp style bit, just like I use the small ones, but just the full 1/8 inch. Same size as the shaft. And then I have the flute. This is like a dual flute, twin flute design. Let's give it a try. A little bit closer. Definitely be careful. I wonder if I have a glove or something that I could hold on to, because this is not going to be kind if I slip. I just might as well feel more comfortable holding on to it. See, it fit in there a little bit. Getting closer. Alright, so I've almost got the bearing to fit. I know some of you are thinking this is not the most precise way of doing this, but in the hobby, you gotta do what you gotta do. And this axle is not going together without doing something, because the bearing doesn't fit in the hull. It's just poorly made product. Just buy this, well, probably a few things, but definitely this is not one of its. Definitely, I mean, it's definitely jammed in there now to where it would work well, where it holds it nice and tight, and that's your main purpose. Once you get the other bearing on the inside, let's put it together the way it's supposed to go. So, not bad. Put it back in there. On the inside, it fits fine. I don't know why they can't make the same size hole on the outside. It's because of all this paint, but it wasn't just the paint you saw. Took off all the paint. That didn't really make it big enough to do the job. But now, the only thing about this particular gear setup is it has this little hook on it, like the stock ones do, and it doesn't work well when you've got. So I always grind that off, and that way I can pinch towards the end, because I'm going to need the drive shaft to hold that bearing in most likely. And you see where the set screw lands, it's going to land right on that. Maybe just inside of it. Either way, it could put stress on it by pushing against this little lip and pulling out on it. So I grind that off. But now you got a super stable connection, I believe. I mean, that pinion does not wiggle at all. Well, I can't say at all. There's a little bit of play, but no wiggle in the bearing in the hole. So I call that a win. Now it's a matter of doing the other one, because same problem there. Let's see, 5.75. So you've got to mill out 1/4 of a millimeter in diameter. Was I playing it fast and loose? Did I go too far? I doubt it. No, see, we got there. Yeah, see? That was like a perfect time to stop. Look at that. I mean, it's going to have to go a little further, but not much. Not much. We're pretty much there. There we are, just over 6. Well, that's a little shy. So you can tell where it's going to be, where it's narrower and where it's wider, where you didn't quite put in as much pressure. See, right there. So if I concentrate on that side and that side without drilling through my finger, so I know this isn't a precision. still a little shallow right there. That's where it's hanging up, if anything. So on that side and that side. Well, thank you for watching my video. I got this other one to have hold the bearing all the way down in there, so you know, it really came down to this tool. If you have any kind of a tool like that to work with, because it is not like a drill bit, it has a square bottom on it, so I was able to get down and actually create a new size hole for the bearing. And with the wider heavy duty bearings, you could even see how much there's just no slop. I mean, it's just so strongly held now. This is going to be a very strong differential. I'm going to have to do the same amount of machining away. I just kind of phoned it in on these ones and jammed it in there. I like it much better the way that I just achieved it right here on the video with you guys watching. Whoever is watching, I appreciate it. Please subscribe and like, and watch some of my other videos. My transmission video showing how you shave the one side of the transmission to shift it over is a very helpful transmission or video for you to learn how to fit these style links, you know, turnbuckle style links, and to get your steering servo shift your transmission shift servo linkage to clear by shifting the transmission that direction and off centering it, using nuts to space it on this side, to shaving the other side. So check out my video for that information. And I just polished my windshield, and I don't know, it got some kind of a chemical smudge. Something melted the plastic right here in the middle. And if you don't know, here's your 3-part Novus plastic polish kit that it took me a while. It really did. But using this cloth that I got, and that's why it's kind of crusty now. This is a cloth you use to do your eyeglasses. Nice and soft. I just kept doing that, and look at that, beautiful. So it really cleans that plastic up, and it would do the same thing throughout the entire body. You know, it would get those scratches too. So once again, thank you for watching my video, and good luck on your MN90 axles. I hope you have just as good a luck as I just did, hogging that hole out to get the bearings to actually fit in there so that you can assemble them, because they were not made correctly at all, and now they are golden. So have a good day, YouTube.